Culprits Podcast.
Crooked Culprits.
What's going on, baby? Crooked Culprits, episode 26. Even got the gong for us here, so without further ado,
gong it in.
Let's start the show. All right, baby. So, terrifying tariffs on the horizon. Donald Trumpy's fucking Donnie T's been going crazy. He's going wild. He's in his fucking, he's in his teenage angst phase, you know? And,
he really is.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty scary, huh?
Yeah, he definitely is causing some terrifying things to happen.
Hey. Yeah, most experts and CEOs, that they've been talking to and interviewing on the news, have said that the tariffs will likely lead to another recession for sure. And, if it keeps going the same way it is, it's possible to push us into another depression. You got to remember that last time we tried this shit with the tariffs, it didn't work out so well. That's when the Great Depression happened. You know what I mean?
Although, hey, we're about there. It's the 20s. Like, repeat history. This is why history's not important in school. Just get rid of it totally.
Dog.
Yeah, once a century. You gotta dip low and then get high.
Oh, and then you listen to Diplo, bubble, what, bubble,
while
what.
high.
You always do, baby. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, a lot of the same experts were saying that, the charts and data and, all the information he was providing to people, explaining how this is going to work out, were basically not true. And they had no idea how he had gotten those results, until the same experts, had put it into Chat GPT and,
really?
they ended up getting Chat GPT and they ended up getting the exact same results that he did. My boy Donnie T fucking literally went on Chat GPT like an 8th grader cheating on his math homework. You know what I mean?
Seriously. He has the mentality of an 8th grader.
He does, yeah. Especially like, all you got to do to fucking get him riled up is fucking insult him, and it's like that's
right.
The
and then he throws a tantrum. Yeah, and then he deports you regardless of whether you're a fucking citizen or not.
Yeah. But how could you be more predictable than having that kind of a fucking mentality? All they got to do is poke your little ego, and it's like.
I know, yeah. The whole like say what you will about the Republican Party, like whatever, but like. Trump and his like cronies and stuff are just so childish, and like they have no idea how to use technology. They got no idea how to do fucking anything useful.
Yeah.
Except for like cause grief for women.
Oh, they're pretty good at that. That's right. Women fucking, watch out, next week fucking
women aren't fucking. That's illegal. The problem.
Abortion's illegal, ladies. Sorry. No more menstruation. No more menstruation. I can see them,
You're not allowed to have periods.
You got to send them into the woods once a month.
Yeah.
We're going to have a camp. It's going to be a really nice camp. All the ladies will go there once a month for a week. We'll see you next time, ladies. We're going to give you a rag and a flashlight. There's no electricity or plumbing. Good luck.
Nah, dude, that's what my campaign will run on when I run for president is I'll just say that once a month during a woman's period, she can just go to Cancun for the week and hang out. And that'll be the yeah. No, but actually Cancun.
Yeah,
actually Cancun.
Yeah, that's what we call the internment camps that we're going to send the women to. Very cool.
Can't
it's like the Stepford Housewives, man. Fucking, we'll turn them all into robots, Donnie T.
Yeah,
just America, ladies. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you in the wifeinator,
No, in Sean's America, you would actually get a vacation once a month.
He is just like the husbands from Stepford Housewives, though. They were all like. Yeah, they were all like these powerful men, that like, had like, big major companies in Disney. Point is they should have been fine with what their own position was, but their wives were like powerful CEOs and they felt like, diminished by their success, kind of like that piece of shit I used to produce with, fucking Paul, those, when you get those kinds of guys that are jealous by others' success, you see your friend doing good, you want them to be like, wow, that's awesome, but some people, they think, well, because you're so good, that if people see you being talented, it's going to make me look like less of a man, and that's basically how the Stepford House husbands felt about their wives. They were like, your success, I was always second place to you, and they're like, you were always better at this, better at pool, better at that. What do I get? You know what I mean? And they're like, you get me. I chose you. And it's like, that's the thing is these, a strong man would never do that. I've been supporting my lady through going and, getting her, raises and, getting her promotions. And we've been going through selling the pen and all this stuff, and, I just can't imagine being, feeling like less of a man, because your wife might make more money than you or something. It's like, I'd be elated.
Yeah, like you're supposed to be. It's a partnership. You're supposed to do it together. You're supposed to want to, and that's how we should do. Like community and like society is like,
a lot of those beta males are like that. They get these things and they're not outwardly aggressive, but they have this passive aggressive hate towards you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the whole alpha beta thing is so fucking stupid too. It's just like, it's just ridiculous. Well,
I mean, you get a lot. I don't know. There's a lot of beta males out there, that are just like, they just don't have the.
Yeah, but I think that's I don't know. That's just like the term, I guess.
They don't have the confidence to be a man, No, all of those guys that were in the Stepford Housewives movie, they're all beta males. They're all like these little dick fucking like incel fucking losers. You know what I mean? Call it what you want. Call it an incel. Call it what you want. I call it a beta male. Put any label on you want it. But those kind of guys, those little fucking guys like that, he's docile. You got to watch out for them. There's guys like me who will tell you straight to your face, you may not like it, but those guys will be plotting the fuck against you while they're shaking your hand and smiling, pretending to be your friend. Trust me, much fucking worse. You know what I mean?
Totally. No, yeah.
Gotta watch out for that stuff.
There's so many variations of people that I feel like just putting it into two different categories just doesn't quite get the spectrum. I'm learning from the LGBTQ plus 80 people. No, yeah, definitely.
there's a lot of in between, but I've always been a strong man that has stood up for my values, and what I mean, has been able to back it up. You know what I mean? Generally, you would call those alpha tendencies, and then when you have like those guys that are fucking, like that guy I used to produce with, total beta dude. And, I never held that against him because I don't judge in that kind of way. But the problem that I've found is a lot of these incel loser type guys, even if I don't judge that way, the thing is they see me and my success and they're jealous of it rather than having like a strong, confident individual, maybe not an alpha, call it that. But so you can give it different words, but the classifications of people are definitely there. And regardless, it's not usually the confident, strong, secure individual. It's an insecurities. That's what it is. It's like, oh, I feel like less of a man by your success. Anyone like that is an incel fucking pussy loser. And I would never work with them, So,
fair.
That's not what we're about here on the Culprits. You know what I mean? It's not like alpha beta. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like, honor and being a man. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
No, totally.
Yeah. Me and you, we are up there. We are, honorable men who stand for our thing. We've always represented our thing. We back it up. We say it publicly. Anybody else going, well, I think that too. It's like, yeah, did you say it publicly? I bet you wouldn't. Won't even put it on your Facebook. But here we are to the world. You know what I mean? So,
no, absolutely. Anyway, and we do just need people to step up. And I mean, the protests and everything that are going on. I mean, I think there was like 400,000 people or like half 1,000,000 people across the nation that like went and protested on, what was it, the 7th or 8th, something like that.
Right.
Last Saturday.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, it was super cool. Like a lot of people aren't dealing with the shit that Trump is, and we have the ability to talk to one another and get all of our information to one another almost instantly. So it's like having that capability, like you can't suppress a nation too bad, hopefully he gets his shit together and stops being such a poon.
Yeah, no, he's been doing a bunch of fucking retard shit, you know, a bunch of R-worded shit out there, you know what I mean? Very R-worded, you know.
Reckless, rude,
yeah.
redundant.
That's a recession, nice. And you know, leaking things. You know? Donnie T's very own Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, sent out a group text with classified battle plans to J.D. Vance, CIA Director John Ratcliffe, amongst a bunch of other top clearance level guys, and they accidentally included a reporter in the fucking text thread. Like, it was crazy. They gave Hillary Clinton all the shit for, you know, leaking classified documents that weren't even classified at the time, and then classified like 3 years after the fact. How would you? That's not the same thing when these guys are literally texting fucking battle plans to each other, you know?
Dude, seriously, yeah. And then Trump came out and was like, "Oh, like, well, it didn't."
What are you doing after school? But it's battle plans. Like, we're gonna blow up Syria.
Yeah, exactly. What? And Trump came out and was just like, it didn't like affect the battle plans. It didn't like affect anything. And so it wasn't that big of a deal. And it's like, first off, like that's sensitive information. And regardless of whether it like affected anything, that's still a breach of security. Like why?
They got a great strategy: defend and deflect, never admit the truth. Pete Hegswift, especially, whatever the fuck his name is, Pete Hegswoggle. He's up there, Hornswoggle. He's up there doing fucking, you know, everything but admitting the truth. He's even trying to spin it around as like, well, look, the plans were, look how good we did. It's a positive. It's like, no, dude, you're supposed to be the Secretary of Defense. You're out here like, you know, I'm gonna blow up. And he literally was like, oh, those aren't war plans, because you know the reporters were like, those are war plans. They're not war plans, they're battle plans.
Oh yeah, completely different. What do you even? It's like apples. Granny Smith apples versus Red Delicious. Like, you know, it's a different
fucking meme of Heg Swift over here. I didn't do it.
I didn't do it. Yeah, dude. That's seriously.
Ridiculous. But yeah, man, that's, you know.
These are the people running our country.
Well, and like we just talked about before, you know, that's the kind of guy I'm talking about. That's, you know, talk about alpha, beta, honor, no honor, dishonor, like having the dick to stand for something, you know what I mean? And you know, a guy, you know, and admitting your own faults is such a strength. It's crazy people that see it as a negative, or even like giving credit where credit's due. There's a ton of people that are creators like us that when they show other content, you know, we always are like, here's this guy, here's his name, here's his channel, check him out. Yeah. You know, these people, there's people stealing content. There's people that are going to steal our content. They probably already have, you know what I mean?
Right.
And, you know, so it's just, you know, you lose nothing by, you know, being like, hey, look at this, and this was from another creator. Like, no reason to steal it, and like, you know what I mean? And
we're all trying to build each other up. Like that was the whole point of the community.
Give them some, if you really like it, give them some props. Tell them to check it out.
Exactly.
Talk about it.
Like,
you know,
what were those people that did the Tea Party boat thing? Like that, those creators.
I forget them, but they were really good.
And that's the problem.
Italian family with the really good content. They're hilarious, man. I haven't seen them in a while, but they're great.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like there's so many smart and talented individuals out there that like the really like is Trump really the best that we can come up with? Like I get that nobody wants to go into politics, but like is that really like the epitome of America? That's what we're saying. Yeah, like that's
our choices.
Yeah, like I mean, we've had shitty choices for the last like 20 years, but like this is the pinnacle. This is who we wanted. He broke the standing with Canada. He wants to take over Greenland for some reason. Like what is with these people like wanting extra? Like I get resources and stuff, but like why can't we just work together? They're already established.
Next thing you know, he's invading Poland like Hitler. You know,
dude, seriously, or fucking Mexico. Like
Yeah, wild. Like
Go
that.
to America is all mine.
The Trump robot, and it's like, yeah, it's shooting dick missiles at the Mexicans and shit.
Choo. Wait. Ready? Choo.
I saw one where they edited it to where he was shooting at like the LGBTQ people. It was like, oh, you know?
Nice. Yeah.
It's terrible, man. But in some lighter-hearted news, we have Series Fest coming up again at the end of this year.
Yeah. At the end of this month.
At the end of this month, that's right. At the end of this month, we got Series Fest coming up again. We had a blast last year. Made a lot of good contacts, met a lot of good friends. The
good guy with a pun. Yeah, good guy with a pun. He was fucking awesome. Yeah, Miracle Wood. Yeah. Miracle Wood.
The wood is good, baby. The wood is good.
Yeah, that was one of the best shorts they played. And
Absolutely.
Then we got to go see Justin Moreno. Did I say that right?
Moreno.
Justine, yeah.
You said Justin, definitely. Justin Moreno. She got the surgery, dog. You know what I'm saying? She's a garbage man now, not a garbage man though.
Yeah. she wanted to become the garbage man.
She was lovely. We got to hang out at her with one of the one of the after parties, and she invited us up to her set down at Comedy Works. She was headlining in Denver, and we were sitting right there in the front row. All the audience interaction. You were half of Shanista or whatever she was trying to say. You were the fat chick across the room.
Swifty. It was Shisty.
Yeah. Her name was Christy or Sean. It was Shisty. Yeah. You were getting in there, dude, and it was wild.
That's how we get it.
It was a good time last year, and it was a great experience. So, as long as we can make schedules work, we're hoping to get the Culprits out there again this year. So look forward to some fun content from Series Fest coming on our socials very soon here.
Yeah,
man. And in related news, film festivals out here in Colorado, Sundance Film Festival just announced it'll be coming to Boulder, Colorado in 2027, which is a ways away at this point.
Goes by fast.
It goes by fast, and the excitement is building. It's a huge fucking deal. Everybody and their mother's talking about it, and it's gonna be a real big fucking thing. So
it'll be super cool.
Yeah, dude, it should be really interesting. I'm really looking forward to seeing how big it can be, because I mean the whole idea of Series Fest was they were kind of trying to bring something like Sundance out here to Colorado. So it should be crazy, and in the next year or so, expect to see the Crooked Culprits, Crooked Culprits Productions releasing some original content, some more like short length films and short story based content, so
maybe we'll get something for Sundance.
Maybe we'll get in Sundance, and maybe when the Sundance fills up, we'll go and get in Series Fest. We'll be there, baby.
Exactly.
We're here.
Yeah.
Wow. Tom Segura was saying that about ooh woo. Got hit him with the ooh woo button.
Yeah, if I wasn't so far from my mouse, I'd do it. But there you go.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Epic.
So, anyway, it's going to be very exciting, and we're looking forward to that for sure. Should be a blast, and Culprits are definitely looking forward to getting in there and doing some original content like that. We've been planning a lot of stories. We've got like 40 fucking ideas for things like that. So, start executing, filming some stuff. Sean Wick, the original series, will be coming out, so starting with a parody of the John Wick trailer. It's going to be wild, so stay tuned for that. And much more to come,
Yeah. Got a lot in the pipeline.
Yeah, we got a lot of fucking good stuff coming down the pipeline, and we're excited to reveal a lot of that in the coming months and over this next year.
Yeah. Another kind of big thing is Eddie Hall was calling out Logan and Jake. Paul.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that. Yeah, that's crazy. And I remember Eddie Hall previously fought these two little tiny streamer guys.
Did he really?
And
Nice.
yeah. No, in an MMA match, in like one of those like Bellator type things where they'll have the sort of farce matches that UFC stays away from to keep their legitimacy as a big national sport. That's the thing. UFC is trying to make it like the NFL of MMA, and I respect that.
Totally.
But there are other things like ONE FC and Bellator, and they have some crazy things occasionally. Bellator's still trying, I think, to get away from that stuff. But, and it was like Eddie Hall versus these two like 150-pound dudes, and
nice.
He's like, fighting them, and he'll like throw one at the wall, and then the other one comes and he throws him at the wall, and then the other one comes and he hits him, and the other one comes, and it's like he's fighting them both, and at one point he just like boom hits one, and one just dies, and then the other one he like lands on his fucking head, and they're just like, oh god,
oh no.
Yes, he beat their bricks off of him very quick. Now those guys are a lot smaller than Logan and Jake, and I think Logan and Jake can actually punch. But
yeah,
I still think same thing. It'd be hard for them to hurt Eddie, and if they got close enough for him to clock one of them or just grab one of them and just grab the other one, he could maul him pretty quick. He's like 400 pounds. So
just grab Logan by the leg and start flipping him back and forth and just hitting
based
Jake
off of
with
what
it.
I saw last time, I think it would be a pretty good fight for the whole thing there,
Yeah. Just go all Hulk and Loki on him and just like
dude.
throw him around.
It would
be hilarious.
Yeah, like he's in the poop.
Yeah.
By the ankles.
Yeah. Slapping him around.
Good time. Yeah, unfortunately, the Mario Bros are still getting slapped around, still in trouble, man. Fucking, I know they're going after Luigi again. Yeah, dude, they're trying to give old Luigi Macaroni the fucking death penalty. I heard,
absolutely ridiculous. There was just some other person that killed like 23 kids.
I killed them all. They're dead. The women. And the children, too.
It just shows you where their loyalties are and who they actually care about. They don't give a shit about the American people, and they want to use Luigi as a demonstration, like a, I don't know. Words are hard.
Right. Yeah, well, that's the thing, justice just isn't being taken care of today. And there's a lot of really fucked up shit going on, like with the like Cain Velasquez, man, the UFC fighter who, his daughter was being abused sexually by the same guy at a daycare like over 200 times or something, and he did what we should all do. And, I respect the way he went about it at first. And, he went and tried the courts and saw how it went.
Right way first.
Unfortunately, they didn't even slap the guy on the wrist, and he basically got off with like a misconduct charge, like lewd conduct around children, but like not even a sexual thing,
Yeah, and it's horrible.
Got off scot-free, and so when he was in the car driving home from the court thing, Velasquez was pissed, and he got in his car and he chased him down, and he ended up where he went wrong is he. Instead of just going after just the guy, and especially being a UFC fighter, he should have just cornered him and just beat the fuck out of him, and then that would have looked a lot better. But, he went and he chased him down and he shot at the vehicle in like a high speed chase. And, the problem was it wasn't just him, like he endangered the people on the road, but he also, shot a vehicle full of him and the guy's like parents and his like stepmother. Although I will say they're not completely innocent because they were the ones that ran the daycare. And I think it's, a little speculation, but I think it's hard pressed to think that the mother didn't know that her son was doing some weird shit with the fucking kids. It's like, why are you getting along with them or doing, you know, like you'd catch the fuck on eventually if you were sitting at the front desk, you know?
Right. Yeah. And,
So-
you know, that's just, it's unfortunate that people like that get out scot free. And although that's,
they get nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. No, they get nothing. And, the Alaskan Avenger got released, not too long ago, and he was in jail for killing pedophiles and rapists and stuff because he had a bunch of shit happen to him.
Yeah.
And it's like
he was going door to door, like not door to door, but he took the sex offender registry in Alaska and was going after him with hammers, you know, and you know, and you know, he would go from, you know, some towns to towns, and then he would meet new people, and they would tell him his story, their story, and he would get involved in their storyline, and then he would go and like get justice for them, you know, and kick the shit out of their rapists, and you know, you know, you can tell because of his court stuff he can't say that, so he has to go a certain group of people, but we all know who he is and what he did, and you know, he's like, I'm no hero, but it's like, dude, you are. Sorry, but you are.
He's a vigilante, and you know, like what? Yeah,
like Batman, goddamn Batman with a hammer.
Dude, we need more Batmans, like fucking people with the like. If I was that rich, you bet your ass I'd be.
I might be a little more Jason Todd, but still, you know.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you need a little more Jason Todd.
Sometimes you gotta cut the old fucking. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's not great to be judge, jury, and executioner, but like sometimes it is necessary, and especially in the times that we're living in now.
Molesters, that's where I say it's open season.
Totally,
it's open season. You know,
they should be afraid to do that.
You know, 100%. The whole thing with the purge. The purge is dumb. Why are we killing each other? It should be like we go and we fucking just take all the chomos, and like if you want to get in the ring and fuck up some chomos, you can do that or whatever it is. It's open season on the chomos. They have like a light above their head that like once a year will glow for a half hour.
Right. Just a little question mark, just. Or exclamation mark just above their head.
It's got like one of the little like, you know, like family things that they're like the stick figure, but then it's got the child one, and then it has the like international no symbol through the child.
That'd be awesome. We just all actually become Sims.
Oh my god, dude.
That's amazing.
But yeah, pretty wild, man. You know, he definitely was doing God's work, you know, and you know, and same thing, you know, those guys who hurt those kids barely got any fucking thing. Yeah. But him, he ruined his life. They took his life from him. It's like, dude, we should have given him a fucking medal and a handshake. We should have paid that guy with taxpayer dollars.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
Be like, oh, here's your actual slap on the wrist. Here's $7,000,
dude.
Yeah.
You know, but I hear he's out and he's making videos about like positivity, and he's, you know, becoming an advocate for you know, other people of that kind of, you know, extreme. I mean, shit,
he'd make a way better influencer than fucking Casey Anthony.
Seriously, take, you know, like you said last time, you know, take her fucking take her fucking ability to stream away as a court order, you know? She shouldn't be able to influence the public and give him fucking support. You know? Like,
he should be able to. That's who we need for the Secretary of Defense right there.
Dude, he wouldn't be texting fucking Obama with that, I'll tell you.
No, he fucking wouldn't.
Fucking everybody and their mother about it like a fucking schoolgirl talking about their after-school plans, you know?
Right,
You want to go to the mall? Oh, battle plan, take over Syria? Oh,
yeah, let's just accidentally take over Syria.
Whoopsie.
Execute Order 66.
But, you know, and, you know, they're giving Luigi the death penalty, you know, it's a shame, you know, and I hear that they're going to string him up by his toes and throw tomatoes at him until he turns into a nice pasta dish, a little fazool.
A Luigi marinara.
Yeah, nice caprese.
Yes.
Oh, poor guy. But hey, you know, justice, dispose, and give him a rose, you know? What we say. So But
Yeah.
I think
If he
we're
gets
coming
the
to the
death
close
penalty,
of
it's over for us.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's true.
Yeah, there's gonna be no like.
Yeah, well, hey, this was made post that, so this is comedy before
Right. Comedy before the end.
Yeah, you can't come pre. You can't come pre. You got to come post. Everybody knows that.
That actually, it looked like I was getting some dicks off there, and I was like,
yeah, it looks like you're doing some really cool Drake stuff there.
Yeah. Drake stuff would be like this.
Right, with the very cool.
Have to switch between the two.
Hey, look at you! You're an athlete.
Dodging dicks left and right.
It's a skill set, man. It's
Hey.
very valuable in the world today. But
dodging dicks like Donnie T.
Sorry, Donnie T. DT. He be delaying things. I heard he even just delayed the damn the tariffs. We said, Donnie T. DT. He be delaying things.
Pulling rugs out from other people, is bragging about how much billions each of his fucking friends got. Ridiculous. Yeah, but I digress.
Pretty crazy, man.
I digress.
I digress.
I digress.
But that's right.
DT.
But we're entering the end of our time here with you folks. But we wanted to give you one last little tidbit here. I am, also known as the artist Elevated Dynamics, and just released my flagship album on April 18th. Available on all music streaming platforms and available for purchase on iTunes as well. We'll put the links in the description. It's a smart link that'll take you to any of your preferred streaming methods with one simple, concise link. And that's a cool thing that I got going for you guys. So check for that link in the description. We'll also link the video to the preview of the first song on the album. So it's real exciting. I've been working on it for a few years, and it's our flagship stuff. So go check it out, and we will see you soon, baby.
Yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah.
That's
excited to hear it all.
Thank you, Daddy. Can't wait to see you guys there. And check out that link in the description. We love you.
I love you.
Culprits out.
Fuck you, you're cool, and fuck you, I'm out.